This video shows very useful notes or tips on piping system layout arrangement. You have to have these knowledge to enhance your professional development as a piping designer. Today we will talk about butterfly valve. A butterfly valve is a quarter-turn rotational valve used to start, stop, or regulate the flow of fluids or gases in a pipeline. There are three types of butterfly valves based on valve end connection: wafer, lug, and double flanged. You can see the different valve configuration from pictures on the right. One of the important notes that you have to know about butterfly valve is never use lap joint flange, as we know that lap joint flange is not directly welded to the pipe. Instead, it's used with a stub end, and the flange is free to rotate around the pipe, so they are not rigidly attached and cannot maintain alignment or compression needed for proper sealing and mechanical support. See the slides for more specific reasons. Secondly, we have to pay attention to straight piece length on both sides of valve. This is because valve disc rotates 90 degrees when valve opens, so a good amount of free space inside pipe needed to guarantee disc turns freely without damage valve seat or valve body. For example, 36 in or 48 in double flange butterfly valves used on those large gas lines in LNG plant. We should find the disc diameter and leave enough pipe straight piece when we model these large piping system. Another important point related to butterfly valve is the bolt type used for different type of butterfly valve. For wafer butterfly valve, we can see valve sandwiched between two flanges from the picture on the right, and bolts pass through the flanges on both sides. However, the valve itself does not have bolt holes for full-length bolts. For wafer type valve, typically a stud bolt used to hold valve in place, and bolt length accommodates both flange thicknesses plus valve body plus nuts plus washers. Here we notice that bolt length does not include gasket. This is because for most wafer type butterfly valves, no separate gasket is required because the soft seat liner on the valve body acts as the sealing surface. Sometimes, a straight bolt through both sides also used for wafer type valve if the valve is smaller and for lower pressure application. On the other hand, the bolt configuration for lug type butterfly valve is different because the valve body has threaded lug holes around its outer rim, which allows the valve to be directly bolted to the flanges on either side, rather than being sandwiched like a wafer type valve. See the picture. Hex head machine bolts are threaded into taped holes of lug from each side of the valve's mounting flange. For the gasket, if valve does not have an integral soft seat liner, usually raised face, a gasket required. If resilient seated lug type valve, no extra gasket needed, usually applied to flat face. Lug type butterfly valve has many advantages over wafer type valve. First, it allows one side of the line to be disconnected, perform maintenance on one side without draining the entire system. Second, it can provide more secure flange alignment than wafer type. Third, it's suitable for dead-end service because the valve body can withstand internal pressure up to its rated limit. The disc and seat provide a tight shut-off to prevent leakage. For a double flange butterfly valve, the bolting arrangement is a bit different from wafer or lug types, because this valve has its own integral flanges on both sides. That means the valve bolts directly to the pipe flanges just like a standard pipe-to-pipe flange connection. Double flange butterfly valve typically use stud bolts with nuts, fully threaded studs that pass through both mating flanges and the valve's flange holes. Nuts on both ends provide even clamping through bolts with nuts, same as used in standard ASME V1 6.5 flange joints. Machine bolts, or say hex head bolts, also used for smaller valve and lower pressure application. Bolts with a head on one end and a nut on the other side. Refer to picture on the right. For double flange butterfly valve, gasket required for double flange butterfly valve since they are metal seated. Now let's summarize the advantages of butterfly valve. 1. lightweight and compact, ideal for large diameters. 2. Quick turn operation 90. 3. Lower cost and space requirement than gate or globe valves. 4. It's available in wafer, lug, and flanged end connections for different installations. 5. It's suitable for both manual and automated operation. On the other hand, there are limitations also. 1 is not ideal for high differential pressure throttling because disc causes turbulence. 2. The disc remains in the flow path even when fully open, which causes minor pressure drop. 3. It's not suitable for slurries with solids that can damage the seat. In one word, butterfly valve is a versatile quarter-turn valve widely used for isolation and control of flow in water, air, chemical, and process applications, especially where space, weight, and cost are key considerations. If this video helped you, please subscribe. Also welcome any comments or suggestions. Thank you.